Hi everybody! As you know, I'm Bjorn from Skeino. It's another Tuesday and we will talk about two projects today as a result of your questions. One is our Lacy Cowl. There is an abbreviation we used in our pattern, which one you requested to have this one explained. And the second one is the surprise. See you later! This is the first sample I will share with you, and it is a pattern from the Lacy Cowl we offer. It's a one skein project, and it is the Lacy Cowl, and you see it is very open, and the question some of the knitter have is what means slip the yarn over with another yarn over. And I want to demonstrate this so you know what I'm talking about. It is just to create really nice openings here in the pattern. So maybe we can go a little further so you see it. So it's about the opening here. And if you don't knit one stitch for 2 rows, the opening is much larger and it's really a lacy pattern. So let's see what it does. My last row I was knitting have already 1 yarn over, and I have one of my oldest knitting needles here. So I have the first stitches for the edge, 3, 4, and everything is just knitted. I'm coming now to the first portion here. So this is the yarn over, and to slip the yarn over with another yarn over, you just slip the yarn over and put the yarn over the needle. You might have to hold it, and then you knit the next stitch. Oops. So knit, slip the yarn over as if to knit with another yarn over. A little bit on the side. So okay, so slip the yarn over and you knit the next stitch. Slip it, yarn over the needle, and you knit the next stitch. Slip with the yarn over. So you have 2 yarn overs on your needle from this first row, and when you turn around your work, you just have to knit the 2 yarn overs together. Do this all the way to the end. So slip, yarn over the needle, and you knit the next stitch until you reach the last 5 stitches on my swatch here. So I will just knit that one. So when you turn the work around, the 5 stitches on my swatch are again garter stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now my pattern starts, knit, and here are the 2 yarn overs, and I just knit them. So the stitch in between, the 2 yarn overs knit together, and then you have really a big opening here, and when your yarn releases after a while, the opening will close a little bit. But when you wash this cloth or whatever you do with this, so here are the 2 and just knit together, then it opens really up. It's really easy. So that was showing slip the yarn over from the row before with another yarn over, and everything is just knitted. And for the cowl you knit all in the round, so it's even easier. The second sample, as I told you, is a surprise. And many of you who knitted the Miss Grace Shawl will see this is a Miss Grace Shawl pattern. And what I wanted to demonstrate is the increase or the decreases with the short rows, because some of the knitters asking me, I have holes when I turn my work around after knitting a short row. And I want to show you, it really makes this a nice edge here on both sides. And you see there is no holes, and when I stretch this a little bit, you see the short rows are creating really a nice straight line. And you see these are the wraps for around the next stitch. But I wanted to explain it to you. And seeing now the pattern here, I would like to know if you would be interested in having a scarf knitted with the Miss Grace Shawl tapestry knitting pattern. There are a few knitters of you, they ask me to do so it's easy. I can create one. Maybe I should do one, so just let me know. So I want to finish my row here, so you can see how I wrap the yarn around the falling stitch to avoid a haul and knitting the short rows. So you need to watch me a little bit, because I have to go all the way to the end. So it is all just garter stitch, and as you know, the whole pattern is based on garter stitch ridges. So let me go. I haven't cut the yarn because I want to take this apart. I used the Arabella scarf yarn here, and it gave me a few colors, so it's really nice visible. And the yellow here stands out with the dark. Oops. So I'm coming now close to the end. This is my last stitch from the row before, and you see here is the wrap stitch. So that will be one more and two more stitches. That is the pattern asked for it. And now I'm just slipping this stitch, bring the yarn to the front, put the stitch back on, and turn my work. And now you see the stitch, the yarn is wrapped around the stitch. I hold it a little bit tighter, and I keep knitting all the way to the end. So that's the wraps. And I'm having 20 stitches to the other side. Means I added 2 stitches on this side. That means I have to stop 2 stitches before the end of this short row. So I have to come up with some more yarn here. Take some time. So 20 stitches to the end, you will see it. I forgot to count, so I have to watch. You see, now I have 3 here. So this is my last one, and I do the same here. Lift the stitch, move it over to the other side on the needle, bring the yarn to the front and put it back on. And turn your work around. It was tangled over my needle. And I have my last row now. So you see here it's a wrap. And I'm knitting now all the way across again to the end and 2 stitches more, and then my form is already finished, and I can turn my work around and finish the full form. This is almost done now. Let's see. Almost done at the end. So this is my last stitch from the last one, and 1 and 2 stitches more, and here comes the wrap. Slip the stitch, bring the yarn to the front, bring the stitch back on because it will not be knitted, and then the yarn get tangled. And this is my last form here, and I'm knitting back for to finish my last garter stitch ridge. And on the end I turn the last time around, and then I finish my last row for the form. and I have to knit all the way across to finish this form in the garter stitch row I have started. So let me go all the way to the back end. To show this to you, I'm sitting a little bit uncomfortable, but so here are the two, and I knitted too far. So I have to bring my stitch back because that's the slip-on. Slip the stitch, bring the yarn to the front, stitch back on, and you turn your work. And now I can knit all the way to the end because my form is ready. And that's what I'm going to do. So these are the 20 stitches. My form goes back and forth. It's really relaxing. You almost don't have to count. If you're coming close to the end, you know you have to add 2 more stitches, but my form is already done and I can just keep knitting to the very end of my form. So this is the last stitch from the row before, and I'm finishing my form now by going all the way to the end. Turn my work around and can finish my entire form. As you see, all the ends are on one side when I change the yarn. This is my clear edge here, so I have no stitches there, no ends there from the yarn. So now I'm knitting all the way back, and then you will see that there will be no holes where the short rows are ending and when I turn my work around. So let me see, this is a little bit longer now, and when this is done I will put it back on the table so you really can see how easy this is. It's all garter stitch, so just follow the form, count the stitches, or watch where you are at. So I'm coming close now to the form, and here is my last stitch. So you see, these are the 2 stitches I stopped earlier, and I'm knitting now all the way across to finish this one up. So yeah, always the 2 from the shorter rows, all the way across to finish the full form. And everybody who has seen Stacy doing this, maybe there was not time enough for her to really show how this is being done, and therefore I picked up the subject to show you how this goes in slow motion, even if I try to go a little bit faster. So this is the last row from the full form, and going over all the turns with the short rows, which one are not necessarily have to form a hole. So now I'm all the way there. Here we go. It's a little bit crumpled now on my stitch, but when you see here, this is a little bit loose, but it will find its way after the piece is done. So this is my full form. You can see the form now finished, and but what I'm not happy about is, you see here, this is a little bit holey. There are some openings, but that was just when I showed you my last row. I was knitting way too loose, and I was in a bad position. So my knitting position was not very perfect to hold the yarn as tight as I should have been. But otherwise, you see the whole form. It's a nice diamond shape, and you can play with the short rows. You see they go on in one direction. Here's a half form. Yeah, again, it should not happen, but that's the show effect from today. But let me know if you would like to see a scarf pattern with nice yarn to do the short rows and picking up the free form pattern from the Miss Grace Shawl. Thank you for watching and always happy knitting.